Occupational English Test. Listening Test. This test has 3 parts. In each part, you'll hear a number of different extracts. At the start of each extract, you'll hear this sound. You'll have time to read the questions before you hear each extract, and you'll hear each extract once only. Complete your answers as you listen. At the end of the test, you'll have 2 minutes to check your answers. Part A. In this part of the test, you'll hear 2 different extracts. In each extract, a health professional is talking to a patient. For questions 1 to 24, complete the notes with information you hear. Now, look at the notes for extract 1. Extract 1, questions 1 to 12. You hear a rheumatologist talking to a patient called Harry Davis, who suffers from gout and is attending for a medication review. For questions 1 to 12, complete the notes with a word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Now, Mr. Davis,
Yep.
I understand your GP has referred you to me so that we can review the medications you're taking for your gout.
That's right.
So, tell me a bit about this gout. When did it start?
Well, my first serious attack was last year. My wife and I were on holiday and I woke up one morning with a really bad pain in my left knee. Well, I never thought of gout because I always assume that just happens somewhere like your big toe, and anyway, I'm only 40. I thought it was something only old people get. So anyway, it was all red and swollen and I decided it must be an insect bite. But I couldn't think how that might have happened, without me feeling something at the time. Or my wife suggested it might be something to do with the pills I take for my cholesterol.
Unlikely, I think.
But anyway, the pain didn't get any better. In fact, quite the opposite. I started to get frightened because I thought it might be a sign of something really serious. It was excruciating. So my wife thought I needed to get some help. So she phoned the local clinic and told them about my symptoms. They told her to bring me in. It was a good thing she was there. I was in too much pain to drive. I could only just manage to walk from the house to the car. Anyway, when we got there, the doctor took a look and said he wanted to take a blood sample. He said it might be an emergency because it looked as if it could be septicemia. So then we got really frightened. But about an hour later, they came back and said no, it wasn't, thankfully. But they thought I had gout. So actually at that stage, we were quite relieved.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And the doctor asked if I'd ever felt anything like it before. Well, actually, then I remembered that in the winter, I play quite a bit of rugby and sometimes I'd get some soreness in the same place the day after, but I just thought I'd sprained it or something, and it would go away after a couple of days. But this pain's much worse, and it comes even when I've been resting. I've had it quite a few times since my first attack.
Right. So, what have you been taking to deal with the pain?
Well, at first the doctor at the clinic suggested I took some anti-inflammatories, but I can't say they made much difference. So when I got the next attack, I was at home, and I went to my GP. She suggested I took... I can't remember the name, something?
Colchicine?
That's the one. So that dealt with the pain better, but it gave me awful diarrhoea.
Yeah.
I'd never take it again. And then I had a really bad attack. I think the doctor had got to the stage where, she was already giving me really powerful medicines to no effect. So she gave me liquid morphine to take. It made me feel quite sick, actually. And I was a little bit away with the fairies, walking around not quite knowing where I was.
Right. Did you try any other sort of treatment apart from the medications?
Yes, my GP said I could try using an ice pack, and that did make a bit of difference, but you can't have it on all the time. So anyway, after that, she said, let's try allopurinol, see how you get on with that. So I started taking that, but I didn't get on with it. It gave me a skin rash, so I rang her up and she told me to stop taking it, that I'd better see a specialist. So here I am. Is there anything more you can do?
Well, I'm sure we can find something, maybe a combination.
Extract 2, questions 13 to 24. You hear a doctor in an emergency department talking to a patient called Gail Kennedy. For questions 13 to 24, complete the notes with a word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Mrs. Kennedy?
Yes.
I'm Dr. Jarvis.
Hello.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Okay.
Now, can you tell me what's brought you here today?
Well, I got back from holiday 2 weeks ago, and I've been feeling awful ever since. It was a long-haul flight because we'd been to South America, and when I got back I felt awful. I thought it must be jet lag, but brutal, much worse than I remember having before. Anyway, I thought I'd get over it, but it actually got worse. After a few days, I was getting bad chills and non-stop shivering and achy muscles. I just felt lousy. I mean, normally I'm pretty healthy. I don't get a lot of illnesses. So I started to worry. I thought maybe I got meningitis. Right. So I rang the doctor. When I told him where I'd been, he said I should come in and see him because it might be malaria. So I said, well, it can't be because I've been taking Malarone. I started on that 2 weeks before going away. I tried Lariam a few years ago, but it gave me really odd dreams, so I didn't want to take that again. Anyway, the doctor said some sorts of malaria are resistant to these drugs, and I know I did get a few bites when we were there. He gave me some pills to take for 3 days, just in case it was malaria.
Right. Can you tell me what they were?
Art something.
Artesunate.
That's right. And something else. Hang on, I've got the box here. Mefloquine.
Okay.
So I went home and I took the pills, but I didn't feel any better. In fact, I got worse. I felt really weak and I was sweating buckets, just dripping with it. I finished the pills yesterday morning. Since then, I've been really bad. I haven't been able to keep anything down. I was throwing up all day yesterday and had the most splitting headache. I've never had anything like it. So I rang the doctor again and he said the blood test had come back negative. But if I wasn't feeling better today, I should come into the emergency department and get some more tests done.
Right. Well, I'll just do a brief examination.
Okay.
You want to pop over there? Okay, so your skin's a good colour. I can't see any sign of jaundice. And your breathing's sounding pretty good. You haven't had any episodes of breathlessness, have you?
No. But yesterday, my heart was really racing.
Yes, there is some evidence of that now.
And something else. All this week, I felt as if there was something scratchy in my eyes, like sand or something, and they feel really dry.
I see. And have you had any abdominal discomfort?
Well, there's no pain, but I don't have any appetite. I can't really keep anything down, like I said.
Right. Now, apart from taking the anti-malarials, did you have any vaccinations before you went away?
Yeah, I had all the injections. Typhoid and what else? Not yellow fever, because I'd already had that before. But I did have one for hepatitis A.
Yeah.
And they were fine. I don't usually have any problems with things like that. Then, while we were away, I did get cold sores all over me upper lip. I've had them before, and I'd got some over-the-counter stuff for them, so I just used that.
Right.
Apart from that, I was fine during the holiday. I'm normally very healthy.
Uh-huh.
I did have breast cancer a few years ago. That was in 2011. I had a lumpectomy, so I was taking tamoxifen for 5 years. But I don't have to take it now.
Okay. So it's possible that this might be a reaction to certain drugs, but we'll need to do some more tests first.
That is the end of Part A.